Is that Santa? No, it's just me. My sweater has bells all over it, like. Christmas is right around the corner. I don't know how many days and I don't feel like counting. It's time to break the bank again and buy presents they might not even like. So I've decided, let's not do that. Let's not break the bank. Let's give people something they actually want to receive. I hope, maybe. So I've decided to share with you guys some awesome, easy DIYs of gifts people would actually like want to receive. So let's go. So lucky for you guys, I made a printable template of gift tags for the gifts that you can make, and you can write anything you want on them. So here I am just cutting out some gift tags that I typed out the name of whatever present that I'm making. You can do the same, or you can write it by hand. And since I'm extra, I'm gluing it onto a piece of cardstock just so that it has a sturdier base, and also just so that it looks pretty, as you can see. So for the first DIY, which is also my personal favorite, you're gonna need sugar, you're gonna need coconut oil, you're gonna need peppermint essential oils, red food coloring, a mason jar, and a bowl and spoon or whatever to mix everything with. So I'm using a mason jar to measure how much sugar I'll need because I'm only making like a small batch, but if you're making more, I guess pour it in a bowl. I'm kind of just guessing and eyeballing. I don't know what I'm doing. So here's me pouring sugar like a maniac, and now I'm gonna just pour it into a bowl to mix everything with. And I have a goopy food coloring, so I try to dilute it in some water to like break it up, and then I try to add oil on top of that because I'm trying to like mix it, like pre-mix it. But since I diluted the food coloring and water and oil don't mix, yeah. I was trying to be a scientist. It did not work out. There's oil everywhere. And I'm gonna mix it all together, and so you're gonna need to add like a lot more coconut oil, so that's what I'm gonna do, as you can see. So just keep adding the coconut oil to like whatever. Oh god, this is really boring. I'm like boring myself. I'm narrating this as I'm watching, so like this is fun. And as you can see right now, I've noticed that I've forgotten to add essential oils because I'm stupid. So here's me adding the peppermint oil so that it actually is like a candy cane-esque, because you know it's candy cane sugar scrub, so you gotta have candy cane. So this is me pouring the stuff into the jar. Don't do it this way. I made a huge mess. So the best way to do it is to, so this is, you just tie a ribbon around it, and then it's done. Now it's time for bath salts. But not those kind of bath salts, you dirty devil. You're gonna need a bath salt, coconut oil, I think. I'm guessing, I don't know. And you're gonna also need peppermint essential oils because it's supposed to be like candy cane, so yeah, use that. Some red food coloring, a mason jar, and like a mixing bowl and spoon again, because yeah. And so I'm doing the same thing. Oh, hello. I'm doing the same thing where I'm pouring the salt into the bowl, and I'm adding. I tried to do the food coloring thing with just the oil, but yeah, it also didn't work. So like, as you could see, everything in my life is just a mess. But this time I didn't forget the essential oils, so that's good. So yeah, I'm mixing that up together, and it spilled everywhere, which is great. So don't do that actually. And then I just poured it in, and then that was like enough oils, I think. I don't know. I feel like this isn't supposed to be like wet, and I also realized that like this looks like bloody teeth, so maybe don't use salts, maybe use like Epsom salts that are like ground up, I don't know, and then just tie a bow on it, and there you go. You could pair it with the other scrub because that's nice. So I have a Superman pencil case here because what's more ironic than when you're literally dying to be like, superpowers. So I got some Advil, so that goes in there, and some Mio. Get the one with like electrolytes, because replenishment. I got some tissues so that when you're crying, because you're dying, you can cry into those. I got, typically, I would say like get like a McDonald's gift card, or a gift card to like some greasy whatever something food. But all I have is an Indigo gift card, and I mean like that works too, cause like then you can like you know, culture yourself and get a book and read instead of binge drinking. So to top it off, make a little card that says like Netflix free pass with your username and password, and so that they can watch movies or something when they're on their deathbed. And then change the password so that they're not mooching off of you. But like, who doesn't have Netflix now? So like, to make it look pretty, you're gonna this one's hands down probably the easiest and the laziest one. To make this DIY, it's a wonderful way of repurposing those coloring books that everyone received as a present like 3 years ago that you never touched. This Christmas really is about giving and receiving gifts you and nobody else wants. To do this, you're gonna roll it up and you're just gonna stick it in a jar. Christmas DIYs are all about jars, so stick it in a jar. And then buy a box of Crayola crayons, because we're not buying expensive ones, and then just stick them in the top. And there you have it, the most disappointing don't do this, just don't do this one. This one's bad. This one you're gonna need a oven mitt, whisk, cookie mix, or like whatever ingredients you want from scratch, and a cookie cutter. Yeah. So I just realized that this is muffin mix. So now there's no use for this cookie cutter, but you know what? When you do it, make sure that it's cookie mix, or you know, just like find if you have a favorite cookie recipe, just use the dry ingredients and put them in a jar. But I'm lazy, so I was like, I'm just gonna buy a cookie mix, but I bought a muffin mix, so you know, whatever. So you're just gonna, oh, there's a pre-whip. Dumb. So you're just gonna take the mix, and oh, that smells really good though. And you're just gonna pour it in your jar. Take your lid and you're just gonna screw that on there, and you're just gonna pop her in your oven mitt, and you're gonna take your whisk, jam that in there too. If you're doing a recipe from scratch, make sure that you write down the recipe. If you're using it from a bag, because you're lazy like me, just cut out the recipe. You're gonna take your cookie cutter and you're gonna put it on that ribbon too.
And his name is John C.
Obviously, do it prettier than I did, but there you go. It's a cookie kit. This is actually nice. Like, I would definitely give this to somebody. I'm gonna give it to myself, because it's muffin mix, not a cookie. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe got inspired to make your own gift or do those gifts too. Yeah. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna give some of these away, just because like they're a little rough. But you know, it's a season of caring, okay? Like, have you watched The Grinch? It's not about presents, it's about love and stuff.